Readings. Okay. So this is just a general message. So I just felt led to come on here and do this reading for you guys about if you've been seeing 222. This message is for you. We're going to dive into the download that I've received and, get a little more in depth as well with the cards. So I am going to start off channeling. I'm going to start off with the download that I received. But before I do, you guys make sure that you hit the like on this video if it genuinely resonates with you. Share this live with someone that you feel like it may resonate with and benefit. If you're new to the channel, welcome and greetings. If you guys are existing family here, thank you guys so much for joining. Let me move this out of the way. All right, so if you guys have been seeing the number 222, or you've been seeing 2222, or maybe just like you've been seeing twos everywhere, you may even be seeing 20s everywhere. So like 2020, or some of you guys may be seeing 214, 215, 219, 22 or 2224. There's some type of energy with that, and the energy of 4 as well. So 2 and 4 actually is coming up very strongly. So thank you for the likes, you guys. Hey Celeste, see you. Hey sis, hey baby Pico, how are you? So I'm gonna start off with this channeling. So as you guys can see in the title of this video, says time to prepare for a Kairos moment. That Kairos timing, some of you guys may have heard me mention that on my channel. And for others of you, if you're new here, maybe you've never heard of Kairos timing. Maybe you have, or you never heard me speak about it. But I feel like this message is not going to be new to some of you guys' ears, or you've been feeling this energy for a long time, that there's something like an opportunity. There's like going to be a perfect opportune time for something, or you may have like a specific idea of what you're being prepared for or where you need to be. For some of you, you just have this feeling like something's coming, something's going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I feel it. And it's like a anxiousness, because not like out of fear, but it's kind of like of excitement. You don't really know what to expect. It's kind of like that. Mind you, this message is not going to be for the entire collective of people that watch this. Maybe not at this time, maybe later on, or it may resonate in different ways with your life. So obviously we're all unique. We have different stories and, the life that we live. It's not going to be the exact same to the T of what you're being prepared for. So you just have to use your wisdom, your discernment, feel into the energies if it's for you or not. But basically what Kairos timing Kairos is a Greek god of time, if I'm not mistaken. But what Kairos timing represents is just a right timing, a right season, or a specific important season or opportunity that will present itself. Okay. So it could also be a season of harvest. So like you hear about Kairos timing a lot in the Bible as well, but it is a Greek god. So this is a very important time that is coming for you. So let's go ahead and tap in a little bit. So I might jump around a little bit, because as I'm channeling, things pop up, new things that I wasn't getting before. So I'm going to try my best to describe this message in a way that will make sense to everybody. But let's keep it light. Let's keep it cute in the chat. I appreciate nothing but positive energy and loving energy. If this message just happens to not be for you, it takes nothing to click off, and Okay, so let's see what the divine team is saying. I'm going to start off with the tarot, and then I'm going to clarify with my oracle cards that I have here. Any decks you guys want to know that I'm using, just ask me in the chat and I got you. I don't gatekeep decks, okay? I love sharing my decks. Okay. Spirit, is there anything else that you want to share before I go further into this message? Is there anything else? For some of you, 222 is a partnership number. And I'm not getting just romantic partnership. I'm also getting, hey, Brianna. I'm also getting that it could be partnership, like partnering up with people. It could be like an important project. It could be something about your community that is going to be significant. For some of you guys, you are already intuitives. You guys channel, you download your own information. You're already prophetically gifted. And it could be something that you are like within your family, within your home, within your community, something that you're going to be a part of, or you feel doesn't have to be like this grand scale big thing. It could just be something where you bring your family together, or something with your community that you're guided to start or establish or join a specific group or an organization that helps other people. It's something with grouping up. And for some of you, these are divine connections, meaning like these are people that are divinely aligned with you. Whether it be a seasonal time, because again, Kairos is a season. It's something that's like, it's a door of opportunity to walk through. So it's like when something's right, like ripe and seasoned, it's like step into that, you know, because this thing may not come around again or not in the same effect. It may be a little bit more challenging later on. It's like, you know, what they say, perfect time. Like, yeah, it's a divine, right, perfect time. So if you feel this inkling to do something or to go somewhere or to sign up for something or reach out, some of you guys, it's like this message could pertain to a person that has been feeling led to reach out to like an old friend or something, or a school, like a old classmate or something from the past. Some of you guys like old coworkers. There's something about, yeah, it's something that maybe it's not so much like, I'm not saying that you won't get anything out of this exchange, but for some of you that feel led to reach out to a person from your past, it's something maybe that they need from you, some type of encouragement or something. And it doesn't have to seem that deep on the surface. Like the interaction could seem very light. It seemed very just like, I know they're not playing this song that I channeled yesterday's reading. Oh, it's Joe Good Girls keeps popping up. So for some of you that feel like love passes you by, like everybody's always taken, you feel like all the good guys, all the good girls are taken. Specifically, the song is called Good Girls, so it could be, I don't know. But yeah, this message is, I feel like, gonna pertain or center around community, partnering, partnerships, some type of balance coming in together. Also, when I think of 222, I think of the Bible scripture, Genesis 2:22. And I think I've said this before. I say this all the time, like, what's new? But that scripture in particular is when Adam and Eve recognize each other, and the scripture is now this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. So it's a recognition, like recognizing a person, or recognizing your divine counterpart, basically, or recognizing the one, or recognizing that this is your person, your forever person. This is your wife. This is your husband, whatever, right? So let's get into the cards, because I know y'all know me. Like, I can go on and on. I can't stop channeling. The cards just help to kind of sometimes ground the message, paint a physical picture for you. 222. Holy Spirit. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is preparation for a harvest. I'm telling you, like some type of something you've already been. Let me just channel this card for just a second before I pull a whole bunch of cards. The 7 of Pentacles, in this instance, like what I'm picking up for a lot of you, this is something, again, that you have been preparing for. It's almost like maybe your whole life, but I feel like this isn't an overnight thing. Like whatever you're about to step into, you've been prepped for this. Like just period. Like you've been prepped. Okay. This energy gives me the impression of something that you've had to be very patient with yourself, or patient with like life, patient with your surroundings, patient with just like the process of whatever this is for you. And like I said, it's going to be different for each and every one of you. You have to place this in the area where it resonates with your life, because it's not going to be the same for the next person watching and whatever. This is also like, if this thing would have happened at the time that you first wanted it in your grasp, or you wanted to have that job position or that career of your dreams, or you wanted life, a certain lifestyle, or it's like you wanted this. If you would have gotten whatever this is, it would have been like a baby trying to run before it even learns how to crawl. So it's like something that you weren't even really ready for, energetically ready for. Your life was not ready for, your environment, you weren't ready for it. Your mindset, your mentality wasn't ready for this. So if it's like working with other people, it's like some of you guys that you had to work on your insecurities of feeling insignificant or small in groups of people, or maybe not really being a team player in some way, or maybe some selfish tendencies, or not really being able to work under pressure. It's like certain things that you had to work through. Let's say it's partner, like a romantic partnership. Maybe you had to kiss a couple of frogs, or, you know, date some counterfeits, or people that, you know, were very close, but not it, to kind of like figure out what you want and what you don't want, what you deserve, what you don't deserve, where you might still need to work on yourself when it comes to love, or are you really in the place to receive love? Like there's different levels. There was a process of patience here, process of growth here with Seven of Pentacles. Let's see what else. Queen of Pentacles. I'm telling you right now, justice. Ace of Swords. This is the truth right here. Okay, one more. Come on, come the fuck on. Like Two of Cups for real. Spirit, that's what we doing. We just gonna put it out there, just simple and plain. I only shuffled one time and pulled straight. Sometimes like I'll shuffle more as I'm going along, but I just pull straight off the top of the deck. I didn't shuffle anymore. So let's get into this. Let's get into it. If this reading is resonating so far, like this video, I appreciate it. Gracias. Okay, so I feel like the Queen of Pentacles, whether you are a man or woman, doesn't matter. This is like you being in a fertile energy, a fertile, however you want to word it, energy is the Queen of Pentacles. You're in a receptive energy, or you're about to, like Spirit is saying, your preparation phase is close to an end. And it's almost like this is going to come very quickly, because it's like skipping steps, but you're not really skipping steps. Like the Seven of Pentacles, the next card after is what? The Eight of Pentacles, where the person is working on their pentacles. And the Nine is like that woman that's enjoying the fruits of her labor. Then the Ten of Pentacles, like she's able to join or enjoy it with her family, or, you know, whoever, enjoy it with the people around them. But this is more like, it feels like this is going to happen very quickly, because it's like you jump from the Seven of Pentacles all the way to the Queen, even skipping the Page, where the Page is the student. Page is learning the value of whatever this pentacle is. The Knight, they call it the slow moving. He doesn't move until it's time. The Queen of Pentacles, she's already at a place of receptivity. She's already in her garden. You haven't fully mastered that thing yet, or you haven't fully... I feel like for some of you, it's not that you're not ready. You're going to feel like you're not ready for something, but you are. I'm getting more so like the preparing is not so much like you trying to make space and make room and all of that, and scrambling like on the surface of things. Like for some of you, you may already have the school, why did I say school? Some of you guys have skill sets that you've already went to school for, something like that, or you studied, you got certifications for, degrees for. For some of you, this is just like a spiritual student thing where you've learned many lessons For others of you, it's like you may think that, oh, I got to get my body in shape, like, or I have to buy this and buy that. Like, you may already have what you need. You already have something that you need, okay? You already have everything that you need. But for some of you, you feel like you're not going to be ready because it's like you're looking at this on the surface like, well, if I don't have this or that, it's not going on in my life, or I don't look like this, or I didn't study enough for this, or I don't have that much experience in this. It's like Spirit's like, no, you're ready in the capacity that I need you to be ready, or this thing, this energy, this vibration, like you're ready enough. So the preparation is more of you being receptive. Yeah. Because the Justice card right next to the Ace of Swords is like, there's a truth in this, like meaning the truth is about to be revealed to you about something. I'm trying to figure out how to word this because the Ace of Swords, I get this sometimes in my readings with Ace of Swords, like that, was it the King Arthur story? But I'm more so thinking of the Disney movie version, the Sword in the Stone, where King Arthur, or Arthur, as he was a child in the movie, but he was an understudy basically of Merlin. Merlin knew he was chosen to be king, and he was preparing him, teaching him the way, showing him the way. But the truth is that his destiny was to pull that sword out of the stone anyway. No one else was called to do it but him. Even though he kind of looked like the one that would be the least likely to pull that sword out of the stone, it wasn't so much about physical strength and age. It was just a matter of who was called to that sword. So it's like, there's something here about, oh my God, this Justice card is giving me like initiation vibes spiritually though. Like whatever this is, it's just for you. So it's not about what you have and what you don't have per se on a physical level or on a social status level or academic. What's going to happen? I don't understand why people be calling me why I go live. Like, especially at this time of night, it don't make no sense. Hold on. Hold on. Uh-oh. I'm sorry to interrupt the live. My aunt was calling. I guess she's trying to drop off some lasagna. Okay. I am so sorry for the interruption, but why they do that if I'm live? Okay, I had to make sure we're still like recording. It could be so ghetto sometimes because one of the microphones that I have, like if a call comes through, it will knock my sound out of my live, like because it's USB. It's like a USB device, whatever. But going back to the reading, like this is not about like worldly standards, like, oh well, you have to have this degree or level of this. So maybe you have like a certification or degree, but you feel like, oh well, I need to get another one, or I need to read, like that was years ago when I got that degree or something. It's like you feel something that you have is not enough, or there is so much chaos going on, y'all. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, this message is right on time for somebody, I know. But, like, all the disruptions, you would think, like, okay, this is not, I shouldn't have recorded. I should have waited. I shouldn't have did this yet. Maybe I should have waited at a better time. No. I feel like this is a testament. You're going to feel like you're not ready. I don't know what this is for each and every one of you. It's going to be different. But whatever this energy is, and I know it's kind of hard to see the cards, you're not going to feel ready. You're not going to feel ready. Whatever this energy is, it's not going to feel like the right time for you. But like when it's time, it's time. And this does mean that you're going to meet the right person or the right people. It doesn't have to only be romantic. It doesn't have to be romantic at all for some of you. Okay. You're not going to feel ready. And at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands. But right underneath the Page of Wands is the Temperance. So this is going to be divinely right. Spirit is doing most of the work. You see those two cups, how the angel is not even touching them. The angel is working its magic just by like just using spiritual energy, doing the work. It doesn't require too much of your energy other than just be receptive, maybe be at the right place, right time. Or if spirit instructs you, you feel this inkling or this pull to reach out to someone or post something, text someone, sign up for something, go somewhere. Like you might be at the place and not even know that you're at the right place, right time. But there's something about it where you're like, oh God, why is this person coming over here? Why is this person about to speak to me? I look crazy. I have sweatpants on. I look ridiculous. Like, why is this happening? Or I can't take this job opportunity because I already have a job. And it's like, come on, like the opportunity is ripe. All spirit wants you to do is just be receptive and be open. Some of you be ready to be on go. Like, get out of your head. Like, you guys are stressing this. Yeah. Some of you guys fear stepping out. That could be another thing, too, with the Hermit. Like, you spend enough time in this space. It's like, it's time to come, excuse me, it's time to come out. Yeah, some of you guys might have, like, a speech, something with speech. Like, you feel like, some of you guys don't speak English fluently. So, like, you may feel like you're not equipped to speak to certain people, or you don't, it could be something about you that feels like there's foreign, like something foreign about you. You don't have to be from a foreign land or country. It's like something about you feel like is a little too different, that you're not going to fit in. And for others of you, it's like you've been single for so long, you don't know what it's like to maybe date, or you haven't dated in a while. But like, no, Spirit's saying you cannot hide. You're not called to hide. The Sun card. Some of you guys might resonate with like Pegasus, like those mystical creature stories or something, like especially with like Excalibur and Arthur, King Arthur's court, Merlin. Like the Hermit kind of gives me Merlin vibes. Like you are your own Merlin. Like you are the magician here, but you have spiritual help too as well. The Lotus may resonate with you. The lotus may resonate for some, like how lotuses can grow in murky waters, dirty water. Such a beautiful plant or flower, but it grows in tough conditions. So that is you. And I feel like that's what makes you special. That's what makes you powerful. Not at all. So there's something I wanted to say and it slipped my mind. My sis, I hope she don't mind me bringing this up, but she was telling me how she went to the Amazon, like she went to get her Amazon package from the door, and the delivery guy was like looking at her, and she's like, dang, like he would like try to holler at me while I'm looking crazy. Like she said she just had like her hoodie, she had a hoodie on and stuff. She was, just lounging. She's, feel like she wasn't ready to talk to a guy, right? Or something like that. Like she didn't feel like she was presentable to be talking to a dude or whatever. But that does not matter. Like he was still trying to holler at her. Like he didn't care about that. He wasn't paying attention to that. So whatever this is that you feel like you're not polished enough for something. It doesn't have to be physically. It could, like I said, academically, professionally, just emotionally, mentally, you don't feel like you're prepared for something. And granted, you have a right to feel what you feel. And I feel like sometimes we self-sabotage. Sometimes we overanalyze things and we miss out on great things because it's almost like a perfectionist type of thing. Like we let that monster of perfectionism get to us at times, or self-sabotage can come over a person. But really what I'm getting is like a fear of greatness, or fear of stepping out into a path, or stepping into a journey, or stepping into something that essentially is good for you. Your godmother, huh? That sounds like fairy godmother. You know, she comes to the right time where Cinderella was like, she had that pink dress. And there's something with pink dresses, too, that's like haunting me and been haunting me for years. But like, some of y'all, like, y'all need to get you a pink dress. Okay. If you wear dresses, I don't know if some of you guys just don't wear pink or you've been feeling the same message as well. But for some of you, that pink dress and Cinderella, and doesn't the Temperance and the Hermit kind of look like fairy godmothers? Like how the fairy godmother's attire was? Even Cinderella dress, like this kind of looks like a Cinderella dress too to me. Like the blues. Anywho, so, oh yes, the Sleeping Beauty's dress was cute too. So that dress was like something that she prepared. Like Cinderella prepared that pink dress. She got all the materials to make that dress. It was leftover materials from some other, her stepsister's evil asses. Like all the little stuff, like the pearls, the sash, and the fabric and all of that. She scrapped that up from things that they did not want, right? They didn't want it. So she turned it into something that looked cute enough, right? Where she felt like, oh, this is it. I can go to the ball. But she was selling herself short with wearing all those leftover scraps, because spirit is not leaving no scraps for you. Like whatever this energy is, this is not something that other people can say like, oh, I've been there, I've done that, or yeah, this is something that you're going to be set apart in. And so when the fairy godmother comes after Cinderella is destroyed, she feels distraught, like she can't go to the ball. Obviously, she feels bad because of, these people that live with her. They treat her like crap. It feels she's down, right? And then here comes the fairy godmother and gives her a dress that is not even available on any, like nowhere. It's not available. No Balenciaga, no whoever, Versace, no fashion, no whoever, these wherever you shop, Shein's, all the motherfuckers. This is not sponsored, okay? But all of those things like that everybody has access to, this dress symbolizes what's just significantly meant for you and who you are. That sometimes, like, I look at garments as how we show up in the world, how we present ourselves, how we, walk in life, that our attire, our style, our aesthetic is uniquely our own, or it could be on trend, or it can be like a carbon copy of what everybody else is doing and wearing. So like what you carry inside of you, your energy, your essence, your vibe, whatever, is not something that can be duplicated. Like it doesn't work for you. So if you find yourself trying to do everything that everybody else does and it's not working, it's because you are not, that is not your path. Like you're set apart. You're meant to have your own thing. Like it's not going to work trying to do what everybody else is doing. Trying to wear the garment and the essence that everybody else is wearing is not going to work for you, because you are set apart. So that Cinderella dress represents just the divine essence of you, that true core self of you, and walking in that, because you are prepared. You just have to be ready to show up and let spirit do the work for you. Do some of the work. Yes, show up, be prepared. But know that sometimes when we think that this is the best that we can do, or it's just not enough, that's coming from your own limitation sometimes. And that's the beauty of having, connection with spirit, we're being receptive to supernatural things, being receptive to blessings, being receptive to divine connections with people around you. Like Cinderella had her little animal friends that were her divine connections. They worked with her. They helped her. They helped sew that pink dress together for her. So they even became the horsemen and the, what do you call those? Whatever. All of the team, all the animals, they got her to the ball. The godmother created a way out of nothing. So allow spirit to bless you through other people and circumstances as you are a blessing to others as well. Allow spirit and your divine team to bless you. You don't have to figure it all out all at once. You don't have to know the full story. And I speak about the Cinderella thing a lot because I feel like it's a spiritual message for me. It's not just about the fairy tale and meeting the prince and all that shit. Like how I take it and how I view it in short is a person that deserves good things and blessings and takes what she had and made it work for her. But allowing herself to be receptive to more blessed her in the end, and being divinely, like being obedient to divine instructions and into her own guidance and intuition and the instructions of her divine team. Like, this opportunity for you to be at the ball is only going to last until you got to be at the ball. It's only going to last for so long. 12 a.m. That's it. The spell is broken. Meaning, like, this Kairos moment, this perfect opportunity, it's not going to last very long. Like, seize this moment because it led to a greater blessing in the end for her. So stepping into that divine timing, that divine time window, placed her in the environment of her destiny. She kept staring at that castle the entire movie. Like, she looked at that clock. Look, something with clocks. Something with clocks, timing. It was, I dissect and decode things in a spiritual way. I can look at a Disney movie and it will mean so much more to me. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, it's a fairy tale and meeting your Prince Charming. No, like, I look at it way deeper than that, and generational trauma and, you know, being, it exposes all of those things. Like, it wasn't just because Cinderella was pretty. She had a beautiful heart, and she had a little sass to her as well, but she still kept it cute in that house, in that environment. Like, yeah, she was in a house full of people that did not like her, did not love her even. And they were very jealous. They were, the aunt or the whatever, the stepmother, she was very deviant. Why? Who names their cat Lucifer? Like, come on now. Who names their cat Lucifer? But anyway, so even the cat was mischief and evil and mean, you know, like. So she was in a toxic environment, and she still had held her head up high, and she got out of that situation only because she was divinely led, or allowed herself to be divinely led, and she believed. What was that song she was singing in the beginning of the movie? It was, a dream is a wish that your heart makes when you're fast asleep. No matter, I'm skipping some of the lines, but this is what stands out to me. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, a dream that you wish will come true. And this is not about being delusional and just wishing upon things that, you know, as escapism. And it's more so of like, if you have faith, like that, I told you that clock, she stared at that castle, and that clock would wake her up in the morning. It was something calling her to that castle. Her destiny was there. Yeah, we could say, oh, it was her meeting the prince and becoming a princess or whatever the ending was. But it took her out of that situation she was in. That castle represented a new life for her, a new environment. She was in a house that was toxic. That castle represented something newer, something different, something better for her. More. What's a castle to whatever that shit she was living in? And it's not like a thing to say like status, but for some of you, it could be that. Status, maybe a better paying job for you. Being able to afford a better life and get out of a certain environment or circumstance that you're in. Being in healthier connections with people, friendships, like whatever this is, it's like it's taking you out of an energy that is either played out, no longer good for you, or it never was good for you. So this commercial, I'm listening to like this little radio, this FM thing on my Apple Music, and the what the hell? The commercial is, I guess, a little girl going to her ballet recital, and her dad. She was like, Dad, do you have where's my ballet slippers? And then he said, right here. And then she says, where's my water bottle? He said, it's already in the car. And oh, by the way, I already have 2 doctor's appointments already scheduled for you. So it's like, you don't have to worry. Like, you guys, I'm telling you, you do not have to worry. Like, all you got to do is just show up, or just be present. Sometimes we think too much into how things have to go, and like, oh, what if I miss out? All you got to do is just be present. If you're too fixated on where you're not or where you think you should be, you might miss out on what Spirit is doing and showing you. So if you feel called to prepare in some kind of way, like for some of you, it could be like travel or something. For some of you, it could just be like, I don't know. I already feel like you guys have been prepared for something already. Like, Let's see. I'm going to pull some angel cards. This card tried to come out in reverse, but I'll consider that it was in reverse because this says shower of prosperity. And prosperity doesn't have to just be financial prosperity. These are just blessings in general. Treasure chest of blessings. So in the upright, it says wealth, opportunity, success, and manifestation. In reverse, it says missed opportunities, unmotivated, stubborn, and lack. You don't want to be in that energy. Spirit is taking you out of a spirit and mindset or an environment of lack or all the above. Don't be stubborn by staying stuck, by allowing fear to get in your way or letting people push you down and get you down. Because right before the blessing, promise, when I tell you, trust and believe, it never fails. When you're about to have a blessing, a breakthrough, or something's coming for you, something good, you will be tested. Or you'll have like things try to come up against you. Like, let's go back to Cinderella. I bet you $1 million if this was a real situation and that girl spent all this time making this freaking dress, and just for her stepsisters to come and rip all that off of her, and she's like, shit, I really can't go to the ball now. I don't have no backup. I have no ride to get there. I'm like distraught. That would have felt like the end. That would have felt like, okay, there's no chance at all for me to go. And she looked forward to going to that. She wanted to go to that. I bet you she just knew, like, I'm going to that ball. It's going to happen. I'm going to figure out how to go to the ball. And she took it upon herself to be like, I'm coming to the ball. Like, I'm going with y'all. And they're like, oh, no, you not. So no matter what people try to do to stop you or something that tries to come up against you, it's not going to block your blessing. It's not. It's not going to block your blessings. The only thing that can block your blessings is you. Whether you give in to, the negativity, or you get in your own head, your own mind, and you block yourself. You allow fear to take over you, or you become stubborn and you don't trust spirit. I've been tested in this like a lot lately. And I just noticed, like, I had this incident recently where I'll feel led, like spirit be like, okay, that's enough. I need you to like go here. Like I'll feel divinely guided to go somewhere. And when I ignore it and I don't go at the time that I'm supposed to go, but I go just enough to see, that's why I told you that you were supposed to go there. It's like a missed opportunity. Like this happens in real time. I've experienced this a few times, like as of recently. And I say to myself, like, Chenoa, like, you're so stubborn. You're so stubborn. But it wasn't really stubbornness. It was fear stepping out, fear of putting myself out there. So let's see what else. I'm going to use these. I love these verse cards. Yes, they're Bible verses, but I love the little stories on them too. I have to shuffle them like this so I don't see the cards because they have two sides on them. Holy Spirit, what is this energy? Why is there's 22 viewers on here? Hey. When two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. That's what I'm hearing. The wise and the foolish king. Writings on the wall. The writings on the wall, it has numbers and it has letters on it. Spirit is pointing you to these synchronicities. Divine, you don't want to be a foolish and stubborn person with the king, the foolish king. Hey, it's 11:11. Yeah, you don't want to be foolish. Because you can be wise, you can have the wisdom, you can have all the understanding in the world. But if you get into that place where you're stubborn and you're not listening, like, it's not going to pay you well. So it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God. So if you don't understand what's going on around you, if you have fear coming about, don't just sit in that. Be like, you know what, spirit, divine team, angels, ancestors, whatever. Help me push through this fear. Help me, whatever this is that I'm dealing with, or I don't understand, like, what's going on. What am I supposed to be doing? Like, have that A1, because your relationship with divine spirit is what's going to lead you to where you need to be. Like when you're listening, when you're trusting your intuition, that's going to lead you to the places where you need to be. Because you're sensitive to the spirit, you're sensitive to your intuition, your divine guidance. God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Yeah. So again, that pridefulness, that fear, that stubbornness, like that is not going to, like, it's not going to work out. It's going to keep you stuck. So, you know how Cinderella, like, I'm going to go back to that story again. She was not prideful at all. Like, it takes a lot of grace to put up with what she dealt with. It does. So if you look up the word grace, it can represent like elegance or refinement of movement. But the second definition to me stands out the most. It says courteous and goodwill. Courteous and goodwill. So you can be of dignity as well. Because I'm getting like, yeah, and this foolish king may not necessarily be those that this message is meant for, but some of these energies, like this foolish king, can actually represent people that are foolish in their negative, like foolish people that treat people bad and think that it's like they're going to get away with it, like people that over exert their power, or are given a power position. Like, let's say just because someone is your stepmother, right, does not give them the right to treat you badly because they're your stepmother, your guardian, your parent, or because they're your boss, that they get to treat you badly. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. There's a difference between utilizing your authority and your power for goodwill, or using it as, to step on people, to manipulate, to harm, and to hurt people, or, have a proudness about you, an arrogance. So that may not be your energy. That could be the energy of maybe people, or a person in particular, or a job, or a family member, or just some type of adversary here. The foolish is a wise person. It could be someone that knows better. We all know better. As adults, we know when we doing wrong. We know when we're doing wrong. We know when we're treating people badly. We have discernment. We're wise enough to know that. Like, at least to that degree, we understand, like, good from bad, right? So if a person is wise enough to know, but they're still being foolish by continuing carrying on in a negative sense, that's not good. I want to read this again because this came out before in another reading, I think. It says, "For if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him." So if you lack understanding of certain things, like, yeah, we can be in trial and error. We can make mistakes and do things that are not right. But if we seek divine counsel and be like, you know what, how could I have handled that better? How could I have, talked to this person a little bit different? Show me where I'm in the wrong, spirit. That takes a lot of courage. And if you are someone that can give to people in a way without seeking anything, or seeking anything out of it, seeking a payback, you're doing it generously, spirit is going to bless you. And some of you guys, you already move like that. So in essence, I would say, like, don't worry about the adversaries, because that's a given. That's just a part of life. There's always going to be negativity as well as it's going to be positivity. It's always going to be the bad apples that try to fuck it up for everybody's life experience. And then there's the good people that come in to enrich and bless people's lives. So, side on that side of things, because though it may seem like evil prevails at times, it doesn't, and it won't. You don't want to be one of those people that walk with a hardened heart. Like, it's not a good trait to have. It's not a healthy trait. Bitterness in the heart actually ages you, and it makes you sick, physically sick. So you don't want to be those type of people. Your lifespan shortens when you have that heavy energy on you, that bitter, dark heart. Like, it really does affect with your physical health. So you don't want that. You want to live a long and prosperous life. So let's see what else I'm going to pull from this deck here. Magical Spirit Oracle to see what else Spirit wants us to know. Holy Spirit, thank you for divine guidance, divine wisdom. You have the shaman. Okay. So the Lunic Insights and the Cosmos, number 30. What's on her book? It says, I am crazy, or is it the moon? So you guys are highly intuitive sometimes, that you guys may think that some of the things that you're dreaming or visualizing or the insights you're getting, you may be like, oh, maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just wishful thinking. Like, it could be that, but I'm not seeing that. I feel like you guys you guys have the gift of seeing things before they happen. You're sensitive to spiritual things. You're very intuitive. There's some type of, I'm getting like Pisces energy for some of you, like, or you guys have a lot of Neptune energy. And I would say like people that have a lot of that energy in their chart, they do need to ground some of that energy, so they're not too up in the sky spiritually, where your planet, you're grounded as well. So the affirmation on this card, it says, I choose to listen and to dance to the secret songs of the universe. Okay. The crazy, the shaman, the one who sees, the lunatic is a word derived from the Latin word luna. Oh, I said it wrong. I was like, I know they don't say lunatic, but I said luna. What did I say? Luna something. What did I say? I don't know how I said. I think I said lunic. So that's funny. Anyway, so it says the Latin word luna means moon, or as a lunatic is one of the moon who is moonstruck. There is a face on the moon. Can you see it in the night, even when others cannot? This is a great paradox of the mystic. You hear the whispers that others cannot. You hear the secret songs of the universe. Side note, I watch this woman. She blesses my life so much. Like, this prophetic channel that I watch. Yeah, she is Christian based. I love her take on things. The way that she explains things in a way that she's very deeply gifted in describing things, like in a way of like everyday life. But one of the things she said was that people that are highly prophetic, who have the gift of sight, are the people that are most receptive to having mental illness or suffering from, or can falling from schizophrenic behavior. Because they're deeply intuitive, or they're very sensitive to spirit. And I feel like people with autism, same thing. They're very, very, very intuitive people, very sensitive to other realms of spirit. So like when people kind of, you notice when you're like, if you've ever had a psychedelic, or maybe even when you're high, your mind is kind of like more relaxed at times, or you're kind of taken out of that space, you can be more sensitive to what's going on. And that's why some people get paranoid, because now your defenses are down and you're more hyper aware of your fears already, that you already have, the environment around you that you already may feel uncomfortable about, or the people. It just makes it more heightened, like you're more aware. So it's kind of that type of effect. So I went to the grocery store, case in point. I went to the grocery store with my aunt. Me and her walked in together, but she had went in one part of the store and I was in one other part of the store, and this guy comes in. He's clearly like high. He's off the street and he's clearly high. He comes in, he's like, I have a lot of money in my pocket. I got a lot of money, real loud, right? And he's like, I got $2 in this pocket, and I got like, it was like something crazy, like $2 in this pocket and $3 in this pocket. But he was like, I got a lot of money, right? And my aunt, I was like, that guy in the store, he was tripping. And she was like, who? The one that was walking around talking about his money and stuff. And I was like, yeah. She said he walked up to her. It was like, she's your niece, or you're not her mom, you're just her niece, and blah, blah, blah. And he did not see us walk. He came in the store after we did. He did not see me and my aunt interacting at any point. We didn't even interact until we walked out of the store. So she was like, how did he, like, he just walked up to her and said that. So like I said, like, you can be out of your mind and be intuitive, but sometimes, like, if it's not obviously like him coming in there talking about he got a lot of money and this dude got like $2 or $3, like, that's not a lot of money. Maybe to him it is, but there's a balance there, or there's a fine line between that realm of being like too high up to where you're almost gone, like you're not mentally grounded, you're not stable. But there's also like you can be highly intuitive. It's like you just have to ground that energy, because I fear the spiritual realm sometimes, because I feel like when you tap into stuff before you're physically ready or mentally ready, people do lose their minds. Like they're not stable anymore. They're, oh, I'm this reincarnation of this goddess, or Michael Jackson is my husband and all this shit. Like people be like it, you know, like stuff that's real extreme. Like I'm really JF Kennedy. Like what the fuck is you talking about? Like there's people that lose their minds because they're too high up in the spirit realm. They're not based in reality, or they've lost their mind from tapping into certain things. I feel like for you, you're very sensitive to spiritual things, and whatever this energy is that you're like, whatever this thing, whatever the opportunity is, you know about it already, or you have an understanding. Some of you guys are not allowing yourselves to go there because of the fear of maybe being wrong. Yeah, like the spiritual psychosis that happens. Like, girl, like I'm, I'm just gonna use this story. It happened to me, like this was a little bit before the lockdown happened. I think it was like 2019, I want to say. My brother bought me some edibles for my birthday. They were like these Mexican candy gummies, or like mango chili gummies or something. And I took a half bite. I didn't even eat the whole gummy. I just ate one, and it was like half of it. Because I don't smoke or anything, so I guess I'm a lightweight when it comes to that. That shit fucked my head up so much. And I'm sitting here watching The Matrix, because I'm like, oh my God, like I need to watch them. Like, why would you watch The Matrix when you tripping, when you like paranoid and shit? I turned that shit on, and then for the next couple of days, I was like really just looking at everything, everybody crazy. Like that shit is real, and I had to come down from that. Like I had to pull myself out of that shit, because I was tripping, like really tripping. No, hell no. just some shit just ain't for everybody. It just fucking isn't. But there's a fine line. Like I said, like don't judge your spiritual gifts and like fear them, but just ground the energy. Like if you feel, because look at this, outside of her window, this moon is out there, and it's like this spiritual energy, and it's connecting with her, like this little purple sparkly energies coming towards her. And when I see windows sometimes in dreams, I take that as like sneak peeks into the future, or like a prophetic dream, based off of the fact that the window is to me like a sneak peek. It's something to come. So you guys have the prophetic gift. Some of you guys might need to ground it, or just learn to trust it more. It's always good to check in and be like, okay, is this something that's feasible? If it's something as crazy as you're a reincarnate of Elizabeth Taylor or Marilyn Monroe, something crazy, or you think you Michael Jackson's wife or some shit, that's something that you know is not really based in reality. Like I get the reincarnation thing, but sometimes people just be saying shit, and it's just like, where are you getting this shit from? Or, oh yeah, Justin Bieber told me to come to his house. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, people be, I'm telling you, like, you don't want to go to that extreme of things. So you could tell when that's not realistic. You know, it's far-fetched, it's far out of reality. Oh, I showed up to this grocery store because Jesus told me to get a gun. Like, nobody, no. Like, that stuff is just not, it's just, no. No. You know the difference between when you're getting something intuitively versus you're just like losing your fucking mind. Oh, there's a man in my water spying on me and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't drink no more Aquafina or Dasani water. Whatever you drinking, you need to stop drinking. Girl. So, can you see it in the night, even when others cannot? This is a great paradox of the mystic. You hear the whispers that others cannot. You hear the secret songs of the universe. It's okay to be an outsider in a world of conformity and contempt. A world where those who are different are met with rejection from society. Even if they are the shamans, the seekers, the artists, who points us to the way of truth, soul, and transformation. The moon is beaming sacred truths, mysteries, and visions to the one who can receive them, the one who is open to them. Some people have a special gift of insight that is revealed to them during certain times. It is in the divine order of the cosmos for those who are chosen. Pulling the shaman card can be a call to embrace more of your crazy side. Okay, I say that I'm reading this book, but I'm not encouraging anybody to go left and like go off into this weird fantasy land of stuff that you know is just not rooted in reality. Like I don't encourage that. What do you mean? Could this relate to manifesting? Like in what way? Could you give me a little bit of an example of what you mean? Because I don't feel like I mean, it could in a sense of like something that, let's say you have this dream career that you have a goal specifically for your career or a vision for it, and you've been preparing for it, wanting it to come to pass and manifest, but you feel like, well, how am I going to get from A to Z? I don't have, the clout, or I don't have the followers that I feel like I need to reach that level, or I don't have the connections. Like, that's not a far-fetched thing to manifest. Like, you can manifest certain levels of success for yourself. Like, if it's a dream goal, a dream job, career, whatever, or if it's a love relationship, like if you can feel the essence of a love relationship that you desire, the specific person thing, like that is, I feel personally, for me, I don't encourage people to hyper fixate on a specific person. Like, yeah, you're attracted to people for certain reasons, but it may not always be that it's meant to be, or there's different reasons why you're attracted to what you're attracted to. But like, I feel like the most successful manifestations when it comes to love is like, yeah, that person, I feel a connection to them, or I feel like, because there's a fine line between this. Like, I'm saying this for people's sanity. Like, yes, it is very possible to know that you and a person can be meant to be together. Like, I've heard many people say this, but it's never a one-sided thing. That's where the separation comes in. People get lost in, I'm going to manifest a specific person, and you're kind of going against the person's free will if it's not a mutual energy or mutual exchange. Like, you can't force a reality onto somebody. And I don't like the teachings of, oh, this is your reality, you create it. And it's like, well, we're all a collective consciousness. So in some kind of way, we're collaborating. So if an energy vibration matches yours, it should be reciprocated. It shouldn't be something that you have to manipulate to make happen. It should just be a natural, organic thing. Why would you want to manifest something or somebody that is not already interested in you anyway? It's like, why do you want a dummy or somebody under a spell, like, just to have them? That sounds kind of like, it sounds like very desperate. It sounds like very scarcity, like low, just kind of lack mentality to do that, rather than want something that is resonating with you already. So like, sometimes a person that you desire, like let's say like a crush or something, or not saying that you can't connect with celebrities, like it's impossible, but a lot of people, like, they have like celebrity crushes and stuff, and some people to the point of like fanaticism, like Michael Jacksons and the Justin Biebers of the world and all this shit, where they like focus on that, and they think that it, or BTS, like the most fanatical people I've ever like came across, no offense, but like some people, like, I don't know, the BTS fans, y'all different breed, child. Y'all different breed. It's kind of like, yeah, you might like the template of that person's energy. There's something about them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can have them just because you're attracted. That doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to start manifesting them. Some cases, like, some things are just meant to be. You're drawn to certain things because it is meant to be. But I always believe this, that there's not something that you have to you have to force so much. Like, if it's something you find yourself forcing and constantly trying to make it happen, and there's no movement, then that's most likely a sign that it's not something that you're supposed to manifest. It's not something that's meant to come into your life. There's something for you that's better suited for you. So if it's just more of a template of a type of person you wish to manifest, like, I want a partner who's like this, our connection to be like this, and they get along with my family, and they love animals, like whatever the fuck is on your list, right? Like an energetic essence and thing, that's, I feel like, more doable, more of a like a space where you can manifest more limitlessly, because you're not putting too much of a heavy energy on it, because you're just focusing on the person, but you're not focusing on all the other details. Now, going back to what I said before, where yes, like some people can meet a person and be like, that person is, we're supposed to be together. And it's, but what I noticed with those stories is that it's not ever a one-sided thing though. It's always two-sided. Like the other person felt the connection too. Even if it didn't happen right away, like both people didn't come together right away, they both knew, or they both felt this essence of they're attracted to each other. Exactly. I agree. So it said, I think it's better to question on what's the basis that you, like, what are you really attracted to, or why you're attracted. It will help you. So like manifesting your dream partner, I feel like just have a template of it, the essence and the characteristic and the type of energy exchange you wish to have, rather than focusing on Ben or Brad or Amy and Sarah. Like, I'm just giving y'all basic names, like just common names that people have. But you know what I'm saying. Unless you and Ben and Sarah like already have a connection and y'all vibing, like maybe a little bit, like I could get that. But if it's like somebody like you don't, like you just come across some dude off Instagram or some girl and you just looking at her ass and she's pretty, you don't know anything about her, and you're just, I want to manifest her for, like, for what? Like, it don't make no sense. Like, and then on top of that, like sometimes like some of these, artists, they have a public persona. You don't really know them like that. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, you could feel connected to people. Like, okay, I feel an energy. Like, this person resonates with me. Like, I resonate with their story, their music. But sometimes, like, people get into that space of where their desire and that it just kind of, it takes over. And I only say this because I feel like that's a dangerous thing. Um, and just from experience, like I've seen that, I've witnessed it with people. And then on top of that, like articles and shit, like that's why I'm not into the whole twin flame stuff like that, because I get it, I understand it to a degree, but the level of how people describe it, it's like you kind of have to be careful with that whole thing, because I think it's opened the door for people to be in an unhealthy relationship dynamic with someone that's not for them, that doesn't really want them, and for other people to fixate on people and things that may not even, like, they're not even meant to meet and come in contact with, don't even know they exist. Oh, I believe that Michael Jackson is my twin flame because, like, you know, he said Annie in a song and he's talking about me, and like just no, like you can tell when there's an energy exchange going on versus just when it's just you. Like, you can't force that, because I do love readings a lot, and I feel like I have to be careful with what I say, because people can go into that realm. And granted, like, me being a very spiritually sensitive person to things, I definitely can tap into energies sometimes where I have to tap out and be like, okay, Chenoa, is this grounded? Is this coming from a sound place? Like, I don't fuck with that shit no more. Yeah. Yeah, the twin flame thing, that's like a controversial thing. Like, it really, really is. It's too much sometimes, because it gives people permission to kind of like accept energy. Like, I know not everybody has that. Like, granted, I have intuitive friends that do associate with twin flames, and they have a better perspective on twin flames in a way that's like, I would say, if I was to put a label on how they would describe it, it's more of a divine connection thing. It's actually more rooted in healthier energy, more of a constructive energy, rather than this heavy, depressive, obsessive, toxic relationship connection, or where a person is in limerence. So it's almost like there's two levels of that, where I feel like some people get into the limerence state of the so-called, oh, I'm having a twin flame experience, and they're kind of in a limerence state, or the other side where a person is actually dealing with someone, maybe not really in a relationship, or maybe they are in a relationship, but it's actually a toxic dynamic. It's actually dealing with someone that is emotionally either unavailable, emotionally immature, an abusive person, a narcissistic personality. It's like, though, that's typically the dynamic. Or someone that's fixating on an ex that left a long time ago, and it's like, well, I just want this ex back. And that ex could have been shit. That ex could have, or maybe it just wasn't meant to be, and there's like, they're not together, they're not connecting. This person could, I don't know, it's different things. It's such a diverse topic, such a touchy topic too, because there's not just one story, there's so many different layers to it, but just the energy behind it, I don't like it. I don't like it. Because like the space, I was at a time where I was seeking something more like spiritually. I was trying to understand the experiences I was having, and this guy that I had a crush on, like, we connected. They lived all the way out of the country, like somewhere in another country, and yeah, we were connecting and going back and forth and all this stuff, but I was putting an energy of what I wanted to experience onto somebody that I was not supposed to be with. Like, he would, like, looking back now, like, that is not somebody that I would ever, like, I'm so grateful that that did not work out. I'm grateful that that person was not my person. Yeah. Like, he was not for me at all. Like, back then I was just infatuated with him and who I thought he was, but like, never would I want to date somebody like him. So I'm grateful that that didn't go too far. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for the experience because it did help me to open up and express myself and express my feelings to a person, but it was definitely very ungrounded energy. Like, he was not the man for me. He's not. Like, looking back, like, he's still out here playing with women and stuff, like multiple baby mamas and shit, supposedly, allegedly, I guess. I don't know. I'm glad that that didn't go too far. That was not for me. God was not leading me to that. I was leading myself to it. I felt like, oh, I'm being shown all these things and all these signs. And that's why I always tell people, like, discern the synchronicities that you're getting, because just because you're seeing something associated to something that you think, or someone that you want to be with, or you think you want to be with, or something that you think is a sign, dissect what is it, or pay attention to just deeper on the surface of it. Like, I'm trying to think like a real thing, because I get warnings and dreams about people typically, but in my spirit, when I look back at that situation, in my spirit, I knew something was off about him. It was almost like this devilish dark energy about him. And I have to be careful, because I can be attracted to that very dark, seductive, like vampiric type of energy in men. It's like this dark, seductive energy, and I have to be careful with that, because I have a fascination with vampire movies. And men in vampire movies sometimes be looking fine, and that's not good. Not necessarily. I don't know. But he had this energy about him that was kind of dark. I don't want to say he is narcissistic, but he has those energies. Um, he was also kind of feminine energy, like, too. He looked like a vampire. I'm gonna be real. Like, that nigga looked like a vampire. And I was, infatuated and shit. Like, oh, little, had a little foreign-esque to him. I was like, okay, no, no. Hell to the nah. Like, there were so many things that was like telling me no, and I knew better in my spirit. I knew better. Like, no, Chenoa. I know Twilight is kind of like a good series. Like, my mom got me like into it because she was watching it, and I'd sworn to myself that I would never watch Twilight ever in life. because I just thought it was so corny. But I started getting into it. But I was like, Edward is actually really controlling. And Bella was just too, like, it was just that, I don't like that type of shit. Like, that is painting a picture for girls, like young girls and teenagers to kind of accept. It's, to me, I'm gonna be honest, like, I feel like there were some instances where Edward really, is that his name? Was it Edward? Where he really did like have love for Bella, but he had some things about him that I questioned was kind of abusive a little bit. Like, he was, you know, it was just some weird shit. I get the appeal. I definitely do. I definitely get that. But yeah, like, I knew within my spirit, like, that guy was not right for me. I knew it. I knew it. But I had to experience that. I had to kind of go into that childish energy of like being expressive and being kind of just open to love, so that I'll be able to discern better next time. I'll be able to discern better. Some cases I can't fault a person for thinking somebody is their twin flame, like, because you can have experiences with people where it could be genuinely like you both are attracted to each other, but you could be dealing with a fuckboy that's not ready for you, and instead of telling you like, hey, you know, I'm not the guy for you, they'll still like connect with you and take your energy if you let them. And that's the dangerous thing. That's where you got to have discernment too, to be like, yeah, we might have a vibe, we may be attracted to each other, but you're not at the level or the space of being open to what I'm open for. Or you just know. You just know. Sex does complicate a lot of things for people. It does. It kind of crosses that line. And as a woman, like, just in our nature, sometimes, like, yeah, we can lay down with the person and not feel anything about them because you just wanted to get that itch scratched. But if you're attracted to somebody on an emotional level, or you want to get to know somebody and you sleep with them, you're forming an emotional tie and a spiritual tie to that person automatically. And if there's, let's say, no title, or you guys don't really have anything established, you're going to be like, you're going to feel cheated in that situation because you gave yourself to that person without that clear, that clear boundary. So when you just lay with this person and lay with that person, you form these bonds with people emotionally. It complicates. And when you're having sex with a person, and let's say the shit is good, right? And you like this person and you're connecting with them, but they're not really giving you much. There's no true ground of emotional building with each other. It's like you're just kind of in it. You're not going to see that person with a sober mind because you're attached to them. You're physically attracted. So that's why, like, I'm telling you, like, I'm going to say this again. The reason why I am abstinent from sex is partially because of that. It's not like the goody two-shoe thing. It's to protect my energy in different ways. My body, because everybody's sleeping with everybody, and everybody got a boyfriend and girlfriend for like 5 months, 6 months. Then they break up. And you know, when people get together and they say they're together, they ain't sleeping with no condoms anymore. So if a person is serial dating and this person's my boo and this is my bae, and then that is over within a year or less than a year, and then you're on to the next one, y'all just swapping all kind of shit. I'm just not only y'all swapping fluids, but you swapping spirits, and I just can't do that. Can't. And that emotional bond and that tie, you're not sober minded. Like, when you're getting to know a person and you're in the stage of getting to know them and you're sleeping with them, it will complicate things. You're not sober minded. You're not clear on who you're talking to, what you're doing, because you're emotionally tied physically, and all you can think about is the physical. This person could be trash, but you're just like, oh, but I don't know why I just crave them. Oh, I just want it. No. And we can't dictate if somebody's going to be in our lives forever. They're going to be a good thing, whether it's for a season or a lifetime. We can't determine that, but there are always indications or red flags that something is not for you. You know what I mean? Like, a guy or a woman could be somebody for a season. That's, it's your choice, your free will, whether you decide, like, knowing that this person may not be the one. but I feel a connection, I'm asleep with them, that's your thing. That's your choice. You know what I mean? But if you know you're not there, you don't have anything established, or it's not something that is based off of the right things, and you get into a quick relationship with someone that there's no healthy foundation, it's not going to last, and you're going to feel cheated. And then steadily again, you're sharing yourself with people, and it weighs on your energy. It does. It's taxing. It's taxing. So, you know, you got to be conscious about who you sleep with, you know. Just personally for me, like, I just don't feel like it's wise. If I'm getting to know a person, I would prefer more so building a friendship first with that person to even see if I even like them as a person, you know, let alone, yeah, like, yeah, you can be attracted and all that shit, but do you really like him or her? Like, do you fuck with them like that? Attractiveness and all of that, like, oh, he fine, she fine, and you know, we chill, we hang out together and stuff. That's not enough, because that will wear off very quickly. But do you actually like this person? Like, the things about them that are quirky, things about them that might be annoying, like, you know, are you like, oh, they're so annoying, but that's still my boo, like, or you adore those parts of them that's quirky and kind of annoying. But if it's this thing like, oh, I can't stand this person, I can't be around them for 5 seconds, or, you know, I'm just looking at them because they fine and they're attractive, or I'm bored and I just want somebody, like, that's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's a waste of energy. It's a waste of your good time and your good energy in that person. One thing, you don't ever let a person waste your time. That's one thing. The precious time you do not have. Because people will waste your time if you let them. You know? Not Bella was down bad. Sis was... Just the fact that she was like, I want to be a vampire now, so I can be in your world. Like, that is like that shit that I be talking about. Like, you can bite my neck, but you ain't gonna suck blood out of my neck. Like, that's a different side of things. Like, you know, you can be with the shits, but not that with the shits. Like, I just don't understand it. That movie was weird, kind of, too, at the same time. Like, Jacob, how he was with her daughter, and, like, that movie is weird as fuck. I like vampire movies because they are kind of weird and shit. It's like borderline, like, what that movie was like, what the fuck? Like, just how that ended. And I looked at my mom and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, I'm confused. Because the little girl, I guess, she was growing and growing, like, she didn't have like a normal childhood growth. It was like she would grow faster and faster. So she would become an adult probably within 5 years or some shit like that, or 9 years. I can't remember how many years. And she was supposed to be with Jacob. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, and he was sniffing her as a baby. Like, he put his claim on her as a baby. And I just, like, what in the hell? Like, what's that old man? It's like this old, I don't know if he's like a movie producer or something. This old white man that married his stepdaughter or something, or his adopted daughter. Like, it's just some weird, and he old as fuck. So I and a woman wrote that book, right? If I'm not mistaken, a woman wrote that. So I bet you that she resonates with twin flames. I just have this feeling that she's like, I'm a twin flame. Like, girl, like, and that was her story. Like, she wrote the story. Like, he wasn't an actual vampire. He was just an energy vampire or some shit. I don't know. Woody Allen. Yeah. So I don't agree with that. You know, that ending was kind of weird. Like, I like the wolves though. I like them. I didn't really resonate with the fact that they chose people that were not Native American to play Native Americans. That was a little offensive. But other than that, I did like the wolf characters, and then the exception of putting his claim on a baby and then saying later, that's going to be my wife because she grows at a rapid rate. Like, I just don't get the justification in that. But it's a teen novel. This is for teens, mainly. If I'm not mistaken, the target of Twilight is for teens, which is even more scary. But, you know, teenagers is over here getting their face beat. They wearing Shein and Fashion Nova crop tops with they, you know, little cut off jeans where you can see the thongs. They got lace fronts. They got lashes. They wearing high heels. You know, teenagers just is out here. I don't know no more. I don't know. I was wearing glitter on my eyelids. You know, I was wearing lip gloss, Smackers lip gloss. I was wearing hoodies and t-shirts and jeans and ponytails. Like, I wasn't trying to be a bad bitch. Well, look, I had to think back. Just kidding. Like, no, I was trying to be cute. You know, ponytail with the big hoop earrings. I had the cornrows too. I was a cornrow chick. I liked cornrows back then. And little ponytails and hoops and lip gloss. And, you know, I thought I was cute. Baby fat. We thought we was cute out here. Okay? But it's just on another level nowadays. Like, there was always those fast kids, you know. We might have been one of the fast kids, but it's just different now. It's crazy. So, how do we go back to what we were even talking about? You guys know how I get, but there's always a message within just me just talking and talking and talking, I hope. How do we bring this back home? You guys have a strong intuition. You guys have strong gifts and visions. And I feel like if your soul is constantly calling you to a thing, or you're being reminded, like you feel something, you may not even have to know exactly what is to come, but there's like this feeling like I have to be ready or be open, be prepared. Trust that feeling, because there is something here that you're being called to like be in preparation, meaning like be ready for it. In other words, like when I say ready, it's not like, oh, I gotta have all of my ducks in a row. Like I have to be snatched and I have to be this and have that. And some of you already are in the midst of this. Like, let's say you know that you're about to be a mother soon. You may feel called to eat differently or take more vitamins or something. Like that could be like a feeling, or maybe you don't know like why you all of a sudden you're just eating differently, eating healthier, taking your vitamins because your body's preparing for a baby, maybe, right? Or to help you know, plant the seed to have a child, right? There's something that is already in motion, I feel. And the preparation for you mainly is to just be ready. Like be in position. Just like basically just get in line. You know what I mean? Like just walk up to the door or get in line. It's not like, okay, preparation is like I gotta pack my car up with this and that, and I gotta, okay, let me get my checklist. Okay, do I have this? Do I have that? It's not that type of preparation. It's just get in line. Because I'm seeing the Three of Wands in my mind's eye too. Like the Three of Wands is like he's showing up. It's like the right place, right time. Like I'm waiting for my boat. I'm waiting for my ships to come in. Like they're going to arrive. So I'm going to be there. I'm not going to wait till I hear the boat far on the other side of the dock, you know, coming in for me to run and like try to get to it. It's like, no, let me already be there before the boat even comes. Like I'm ready. And if it's like you prayed for love, you prayed for a happy relationship, or, you know, deeper connections with people, friendships, or a better like career. Some of you guys, it could be putting yourself out there. Like, okay, I'm not going to wait tomorrow. I'm just going to post this, or I'm going to go to this this meetup, this event meetup for, you know, creatives, and I'm just going to show up. I'm going to go. Look, now we got Jodeci come and talk to me. Like, you waiting on people to come and talk to you. Like, that ain't gonna happen. Like, you might have to go up and do the talking. You know? I don't know. And this doesn't have to be like a romantic approach thing. It could be like, again, like I said, like if you know, you want to learn more about content creation and there's someone that you feel is suited for that, or you feel this person could have good advice, but you're afraid to reach out and ask a question, like, no, like take up the opportunity. That person could be on live one day and you're like, should I say something? Should I not? Get out of your way and just ask the question, like, hey, like, do you have content creation classes, or what advice would you give to someone that's trying to build a beauty channel or something? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, shoot your shot, and shoot your shot does not have to just be romantic, because you never know. This is the thing. Like, sometimes spirit will put us in positions to break us out of that limitation, that shell we're in, so that when other opportunities come, you're more open. You're over your fear. You're not blocking yourself. You're not keeping yourself in a cage or a shell, because you might hear no. Like, that's life. You're going to get no sometimes. But there is going to be that yes that you are going to receive with the right thing, the right opportunity. Like, that yes is going to be there. Yeah, you might have launched, a project before that didn't do well, but it might have not been the right time, or spirit was just getting your feet wet, getting you open to that, being open to sharing yourself, and even creating, like getting comfortable with creation, learning the ways, learning the ropes. There's no such thing as fail. Because when it comes down to like that thing that you're going to launch and it pops off, it's going to do well. You'll be better, better equipped. I'm trying to say two words at once. Well and better equipped for that thing than you thought. I feel like the people that are most confident with like just walking up to people, and you be like, the audacity of this dude to just walk up to me and like think he gonna just, and they don't, because they've done it so many times. So hearing a woman go, oh no thank you, or oh no I'm taken, or oh no I'm not giving my number out, like they've heard it before. So it's not like, oh, it just broke my spirit, you know what I mean? Like, because they've gotten used to that happens. And until the right person says, yeah, you can have my number, like, because it's a mutual exchange, like, okay, cool. Be your authentic self on your journey. Be authentic, be raw. Your life is meant to be experienced in a multitude of ways. It's not always going to be the light and fluffy shit that makes your experience. Doesn't always feel good, but there's a purpose and reason for every season, every life experience we have. We just have to have the understanding and wisdom. And sometimes we may never fully understand. But what did that experience, like, how did it help you? Or what did it show you? And not from a negative place, like, oh, all guys are just douchebags. That's what it showed me. Like, no, you being pessimistic and you being a smartass, that's not what did it teach you? Better discernment, I hope. Your worth, your value, that you deserve much more than that. How to spot a fuck boy, how to spot a time waster, how to spot an abuser. But that doesn't mean that that's all that's out there for you. Because you already have somebody in heart, even if you don't know who that person is in the world yet, that person exists in your heart, and you're looking for him or her through every person that you meet subconsciously. Essentially, that's what it is. It's devastating because maybe you thought that it was that person, or you wanted it to be that, or that person did you grimy, they broke your heart. So yeah, it's devastating. But the good news is that that person that exists in your heart, they exist out there. They're still out there. That's not just something you're making up in your heart, like, okay, I desire to experience this type of love and this type of exchange, and to be loved like this, and to love a person like this, but I keep running into this. That's because you haven't come across that person yet. Or it's just not time yet. So if something doesn't work out, count your blessings, because that's like, it's not for you. And I know sometimes we're like, that's the only person in the world that you ever wanted. But then when the right person comes, it's like, you're going to be laughing like, what the fuck was I thinking? And it could have been you didn't know no better. You just, because you haven't experienced that real love yet. So, friendships, we could talk about friendships as well. Those can be devastating as well when they don't work out, or, when you come into, faulty situations. That's painful as well. But that friend, that bond, that sisterhood, that brotherhood you seek, it exists. No, you may have not had the best family dynamics and things like that. You know, maybe you haven't had the best relationship with your parent or parents, or, you know, or your family has addiction problems and things like that. But if you desire a stable foundation, it starts with you. And that could be like your family, you being the example when you have your own family, your own kids, and a husband or a wife, or whatever you decide, you know, that you turn that around. Or it could be you decide it's not meant for me to have children. I don't want to bring children into this world that, you know, because I'm not fit, I'm not ready, or I don't feel like I'm quite prepared for that. So I'm not going to do that. Like, it all starts with you. Your journey is, it can be beautiful. And when you understand that it's not always going to be what we like would prefer, outside of our control sometimes, like, look at those experiences from a positive perspective and what you can take from it positively, rather than like, you know, harsh and pessimistically. You owe it to you to have an enriching experience. I seen a quote that says, life doesn't get easier. It just, you become better equipped for different things that come about. So it's not to say that your life is going to always be hard, but it's not going to be this thing where everything is always going to be perfect. But how you maintain your own energy, because you are going to get sad. You might get depressed. You might have heartbreak. You might feel ugly one day. You might not feel like doing anything one day, or, you know, some days. But it's like, are you going to stay in those places? Because again, you dictate how you experience and show up to this life. How you respond to this life is up to you. Because there's always going to be shitty motherfuckers in the world. There's always going to be crime and poverty in this world. Most likely, those things may never change, right? Who knows? But how do you respond to those things? How do you interact? How do you participate with those things? Are you helping? You know, are you changing the crime? Are you, you know, helping people like with poverty? Like, what is it? Or how do you deal with negative people that are shitty, and you're in a good mood, or you're a good person, but you run into bad people? Like, how do you respond to those things? That is up to you. Because we can look at this world and be like, this shit is fucked up. Sometimes I'll be like, God, why am I here? Like, you know, like, you feel like shit. You be like, I'm complaining about something, and there's people that don't even have beds. There's people that don't get to eat every day. There's people that don't have clean water. There's kids that are working far more hours than I work, and I complain about that. Kids that are working, and because they're working these extensive hours, they are working in very dangerous conditions, that some of them are losing their lives. Like, I'm complaining about how many hours I work. Or I have water. At least my water may not be that clean. Like, let's keep it real. Like, I don't know if anybody has pure water like that, unless there's cleaner water and water filters and all that shit. But I'm complaining about certain things. And there's people around the world that don't even have half or a cent of what I have. And it just changes your perspective. And you can feel like shit sometimes. Like, damn, like, I feel like shit. It's a change in perspective. It's just a change of perspective. And all on top of that, like, what you do with that. Okay, so what you gonna do about it? Sometimes you do feel hopeless, because it's like, well, I don't know what I can do, like, to help people in those situations. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not enough to just post about it and, oh, donate to this and donate to that. Like, that could be part of it. But again, like, it's all about perspective and how you participate with life. So yes, long story short, get weak all night. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, y'all gonna be like coming together with people, or like working community energy with the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, like some sort of investing or taking a chance, not going back and forth with yourself. Like, should I not? No more of that. All right, I know I didn't talk y'all ears off. Goodness gracious, Lord. We're gonna just bring it home and just close this out. And yeah, we're just gonna close this thing out. So I hope this reading resonated, and the messages that, you know, the experiences and other things that I shared also may have resonated or helped people. But yeah, y'all, like this video if it genuinely resonates with you. If you guys would like to book a reading with me, a coaching session with me, I got you. I would love to work with you guys. Check out my website. I will have some love readings soon for you guys. February is going to be dedicated to love readings, Black History Month messages as well. For those of you that, you know, resonate with it and have that ancestry, this is for you. And or those readings will be for you guys as well. And I do have a new reading that I'll have on my website soon as well that you guys can book with me. It's going to be a video recorded reading. I don't do those often, so it's a spread that I created. I'm kind of excited because I've been sitting on it for a couple of months, so I'm excited. So yeah, so come February, I will be having those available for you guys to book with me. And I will talk to you guys soon. I'm not going to keep you guys too long because I know I could talk and talk. But I enjoy it. Much love as always, you guys. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe wherever you guys are in the world. Whenever you watch this, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. No matter what space and time you watch this. So until next time, much love as always. Y'all be blessed. Be safe. Take care. Peace.